Hey guys, East vs. West 16th, live on February 15th. Thank you to Robert Baxter, Dexter, and Engin Terzi for setting up yet another amazing event in Tbilisi, Georgia. The main event will be Vitaly Letin versus Artem Morozov. Artem Morozov is the current openweight champ, and he is facing Vitaly Letin, who I believe is the favorite. I will be choosing Vitaly Letin. He has the long levers, incredible hand control. But if Artem Morozov can get that stop, we know he is known for incredible battles and crazy wars. Just that he can pull off the silver bullet or the fourth round win, depending on how it goes. And then next match is Michael Todd versus Ermis Gasparini. This is going to be their second time meeting. They pulled, I believe it's like 7 or 8 years ago, when Ermis Gasparini was a lot smaller, and he is an incredibly talented and technical arm wrestler. Super hand control, a very dominant puller. I believe that he has the slight edge, and so I will be giving it a 55-45 for Ermis Gasparini. I really do want Michael Todd to win, but he, I believe, will be the favorite, just with styles and knowing what to do to beat Michael Todd. Then we have Devon versus Genadi Kvikvinia. I believe 2 years ago it was that they had their initial match. It was a war. It was a complete bloodbath. Devon Laratt, I think, lost the first round, even due to whatever they want to call it, fouls that weren't there or fouls that were there. And then it ended up being a 3-2 win on Genadi Kvikvinia, pulling off that last win. He has incredible spirit, incredible heart. We know Devon Laratt is also known to have incredible heart, and it's called No Limits because many times he has so much endurance and he can outbattle other guys. Whereas last time he lost that to Genadi Kvikvinia. Devon Laratt is currently, I believe, weighing in at 3:04 in the morning, so significantly larger than the last time they met, and he says he is really strong. I will be giving it an 80-20 to Devon Laratt. I believe he will sweep it. And there's been a lot of talk that is going to be an incredibly interesting match. Next, we have Todd Hutchings versus Irakli Zerakashvili. Todd is everyone's favorite uncle. At 59, he has been the 105 kg title holder last year, I believe it was. And then he lost that to David Tadikian. And he was put out of the 95 kg class because he was just too dominant, which now he is going back to the 95 kg class to face Irakli Zerakashvili. They had a match prior in the 105 kg where Todzilla dominated, beat him. I believe it was a 3-0 match. And Irakli is incredibly strong. He is Georgian. He will be fighting on home turf, hometown, and but I believe that Todd Hutchings is the favorite. He pulls very uncomfortable to what Irakli will be pulling, unless Irakli has upped his side pressure incredibly, can stay close and take away Todzilla's pronation. I believe that Todd Hutchings will be able to hit him and he'll outblast that bicep. Even though Irakli is known to have incredible bicep strength, I don't think it'll be able to withstand the side pressure of Todd Hutchings. I think that's a 60-40 match, Todzilla. Next, we have Betkili Onyani versus Oleg Petrenko. Betkili Onyani, this is a left-handed match coming off of an incredible win from Oleg Zok on the last East vs. West event card. Crazy. Now, Oleg Petrenko is not the title holder. Betkili Onyani is the current title holder at 95 kg, and Oleg Petrenko is cutting down. Oleg Petrenko is the guy that gave the current 105 kg champ and Muratov, I think his name is, an incredible war. Out of everyone, he has given him the hardest war. So we will be able to see if he can take and overpower Betkili Onyani. Betkili Onyani is willing to fight wherever it is. He has an incredible shoulder roll. He is willing to go with his hand slightly kicked back and just drive through with that shoulder roll, press through it, as long as he can keep his pronation. I believe that he will retain his title. I think it's going to be an incredible war. It is a best of 7, so it could go. I can see in the early rounds maybe Oleg Petrenko getting 1 or 2 pins, but then Bekilioniani pulling the win off. Now we have Oleg Zok versus Daniel Prokopchuk. Oleg Zok is the current 85 kg world champion. Daniel Prokopchuk is, I believe, the 75 kg world champion. He is an incredible puller. Both of these guys, Oleg Zok has an incredible hand. We've seen wars in the past with him and Devon Laratt, with even guys like Denis Saplinkov. All of these guys, elites. And then after his accident there, I believe it was in 2018 or something, he's never been able to completely regain that form, but in his weight class, he is just so dominant always. He lost his last match to Bekilioniani. He was trying to go for another world title, but he was not able to take that. But he is the current world title holder at 85 kg, and Daniel Prokopchuk is a much smaller guy, but he is known for incredible endurance. He knows how to use his structure, his frame, and put himself in a place where he is able to overpower other guys that way. And he believes that he can take this match, which I think it's going to be incredibly difficult. And just with how much smaller he is than Oleg Zok, I see that it could be either, if it gets sticky and he is able to bleed out Oleg Zok, then maybe he can get a couple rounds at the end. But I think the early rounds will go very quickly to Oleg Zok. So I am saying it is a 60-40. Oleg Zok will retain his title. Next match for a right arm world title, 70 kg, Fia Rysek versus Malin Bergstrom. These ladies have met before in WAL, I believe it was 2019, where Malin came in and just dominated Fia. Fia has been keeping on winning world titles, I believe, since then, and she hasn't had the chance to be able to have another match with Malin Bergstrom, even though they are friends. Malin, I believe, is a bigger lady and having to cut down, where Fia Rysek is more, that is her suited weight. She has been looking extremely dominant. She is the current 70 kg left-hand title holder at East vs. West. She's had multiple dominant wins, and we will see how this goes. I think since it was about 5 or 6 years since they had their last super match, and Fia has been just dominating the class since, I give the slight edge to her, like a 55-45. But Malin Bergstrom is known to hit incredibly explosive top roll. Like she can go from 0 to 100. Just, it's like crazy how she can hit through that. And if you're not able to stop it, it's that power is going straight to the pad. But I want to see Fia Rysek be able to stop that. And if she can stop it, I think she has the chance, because it's a best of 7, that she has the chance to win that match. And then we have Alex Cordeja versus David Tadikian, another light left-hand arm, super heavyweight. It is not a world title match. These gentlemen have both gone against Artem Morozov in the past. Both had wins over him in the matches, but never been able to win the whole match. So they had rounds that they won. And now David Tadikian normally weighs, when he pulls at East vs. West, I believe around 105 kg. I have heard through a couple other videos of guys that have been pulling with him and stuff, they say he is over 120 kg right now, around 127. So he has gained some significant weight. Says he is incredibly strong. Alex Cordeja being the much larger man, I think he said he is currently close to 170 kg. That is over 340 pounds. I think it's around there. So he is huge. But David Tarikian has injured himself in matches because he goes so hard and he is so explosive. And even after he's injured, he will continue the fight, and then a day later he will realize that he got injured. I know that happened with his match when he originally fought with Artem Morozov, and also when he had a match versus Prudnik. And then he was in a sling for a couple months. So he's coming back to left arm match. He says he's feeling incredible. I am personally going to be giving the slight edge to him. Just he is so explosive. If Alex Cordeja is able to slow down the match, I think it might give him a slight edge with the endurance and him being the bigger man. And if he's able to use that frame against David, he might be able to actually pull off the win. But I think it is a very close match, and I will be giving a very, very slight edge to David Tadikian. Next match, another right arm, 105 kg, 231 pounds. Brad Grundy versus Bacho Zaginashvili. Bacho Zaginashvili has had 2 matches at these large promotions. He has been a junior world champion at WAF, and then he had a match versus Adam Orzinski. I believe that was in the 95 kg class, which is 189, I think. Could be wrong. And then Brad Grundy has also had a major win at East vs. West and at East vs. West Challenger Series. Bacho lost to his match versus Reno. And so this is an incredible match. Everyone's saying that Bacho has to be the clear favorite. He might be the clear favorite because he grew up arm wrestling from young. But if you watch Brad Grundy, and I know he took a little break there, but then he was able to get healed. Thank God that he was able to get healed, and that's a blessing for miracles like that to happen. His back is in much better condition, he says now, and he has a little bit of opening in between his classes as he is wanting to become a doctor, but he is technical. Like Brad Grundy will find a lane, I truly believe. I personally think in strengths overall, Bacho Zaginashvili might be the slight favorite, and it's in his home turf in Georgia that he might be able to get some early wins. But I think Brad Grundy will find that hole in his game and be able to exploit it. So I think this will be a war. I personally think it could go, the first 2 rounds could go to Bacho Zaginashvili quite quickly, looking like he is sweeping Brad, and then in that 3rd round, Brad being able to find something. I know Brad's been also training his hook, which we've not really seen him use in any of these big matches. He posts extremely high. He doesn't have the longest arm or the biggest hand, and he's able to like ball up that fist in there and just post high and just straight back. Incredible. Just watching him dismantle some of his matches. So I personally think slight edge if we were to place bets on Bacho. But I think at the end of the day, maybe it's not that I think it, maybe it's that I want it, but I want Brad Grundy to win. Now we have another match, right arm 115, 253 pound match, Sergey Kalinchenko versus Frank Lamparelli. Sergey was really trying to bulk up. He had some matches. He even got in a bit of a war there recently with guy from Bulgaria. I forget his name again. But and then Frank, he's coming off a loss. Frank Lamparelli's also coming off a loss. Frank Lamparelli had an incredible win over Matt Mask, and then lost to Michael Todd and Dave Chafee, which are both super heavyweights. I think that Michael Todd did cut down, but he is normally a bigger man than Frank. Frank is an incredible arm wrestler. For years, he just arm wrestled, but he didn't put it. It wasn't like something that it was really that he did for a living or whatever. He just went to arm wrestle, went to practice, and now he's starting to more from hearing from guys like Hermes and stuff, put his head down and really get stronger because he sees the opportunities in East versus West. I believe he's an incredible top roller. He doesn't really have that much of a shoulder roll or a press, so sometimes it's a little harder to finish, but he almost always cracks the hand. You see that versus Matt Mask, taking his hand, crazy. Versus Michael Todd, took his hand, that's crazy. In the 3rd round against Dave Chafee, taking his hands, crazy. So I personally think he will be able to take Sergey Kalinchenko's hand. I think the first 2 rounds are going to go to Sergey just because of how explosive he is, how much he's able to hold on and drive side pressure even if his wrist kicks back a bit. But I think that Lamparelli will take the match. I'm calling this a 50-50 match. And I think that at the end of the day, Frank will come home with the win. I know he really wants it. Now we have Stoyan Golemonov versus Vasily Dautashvili. There is a lot of Georgians on this card, and they have not set them up with easy matches. Like there's Devon versus Genadi, Bekilioniani versus Oleg Petrenko. There is Todzilla versus Irakli Zirakishvili, Vasily Dautashvili versus Stoyan Golemonov. Vasily is also Georgian. It's crazy. So many Georgian matches in a Georgian country, and a lot of these matches could very easily go to the opponent and not to the Georgian puller, which is crazy. Stoyan Golemonov, a well-known, recognized puller over the years. He's getting a bit older, but I believe he had a match versus Adam Warzinski. I could be way out and wrong. Maybe I'm way wrong. But Vasily Dautashvili has really been training. I don't really know about these two gentlemen, where they're at right now. But seeing some videos, they say, the guys are saying that Vasily is incredibly strong right now. Now, Stoyan Golemonov could very likely also be doing very well. This is a 105 kg match, a 231 pound. And I'm guessing both of these guys are around that weight or have a slight weight cut to do. I don't know them, so I will be placing it, making it just a 50-50. And from what I've heard, people say Vasily is going to take the match. I don't know. I know Stoyan Golemonov is a legend to a lot of known pullers. People that have been in this sport for years and years say that he is incredible. I will be giving it a 50-50. Hope you guys all stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping more videos, and see you guys later.